Hey y'all, welcome back to Hekima House Wellness Chat. I'm your girl Alicia, and as always, I'm glad to have you here. And I am grateful that you are choosing to spend your time or a little bit of your time with me today. Also, please remember that this is a space for real life conversations, real wellness, and the kind that doesn't just sound good, but actually means something. So, today, we're going to talk about something that is deeply personal for me, and that is living with HS. A lot of people don't know what HS is, and so I will explain that. HS is just a shortened version of hydrogenitis, hidradenitis suppurativa. There you go. And as you can see, it's hard to say, so that's why it's shortened down to HS. If you know, you know. And if you don't, HS is a chronic inflammatory skin condition that causes painful bumps, boils, flare ups, and sometimes even scarring. And it can be all over the body. And let me just say this right now. This is not just, it's not just a regular skin issue. It's not just a pimple or a hair bump. This is something that can affect your entire body, your confidence, your energy, your mood, and so many other things. And sometimes it can be even worse because people don't know what it is. And therefore, it can affect your entire day and everything that you're doing in your life. So for me, there's been moments where I have had flare ups to the point where I didn't even feel like moving, and I didn't feel like getting dressed, or just you just don't even feel like being seen sometimes because of where these, flare ups may be. So if you're dealing with HS or anything similar, even, then you already understand that. And the biggest reason I wanted to do this video is just to inform more people about what this condition is. Living with HS or something like HS can make you feel like your body is kind of working against you. A lot of times you ask yourself the question, like, what is happening? Why is this come back? And why is this happening again? And there's a level of frustration that often comes with that because it's not always predictable, and you can do everything that you've read and everything that the doctors told you, and the flares will just come back. And sometimes you can be doing everything right. You can be eating right, taking care of yourself, exercising, doing all the things that you think you are supposed to do, and still you can experience a flare. So a lot of times that can mess with you mentally, and it can kind of make you feel defeated and a little embarrassed or even disconnected from your own body. I know that those are the feelings that I've had because usually when I find out that there's something going on, I start to dig deep and figure out what's going on from the inside out. But I had to learn that my body's not my enemy in this situation. And really, HS flares are our body's way of communicating with us and letting us know that there's some inflammation or there's something going on that you need to handle. And, sometimes that's not always easy when you have to hear it from your body because usually your body throws something out at you. But yeah, I really did start learning so much. And the more I learned, the more I realized something powerful. And it is that just is rooted in inflammation. And when you really look at it, so many conditions that our body deals with are rooted in inflammation. And you've got countless things. You got autoimmune conditions, PCOS, eczema, psoriasis, gut issues, and even chronic fatigue can be kind of be pinpointed to inflammation. And so many of us are walking around dealing with inflammation in different forms, different areas of our body, and it shows up in different ways. And so a lot of times by the medical field, they get labeled as different things. That really kind of shifted my perspective when I learned that. And now it wasn't just me dealing with something, it became something that we all have to navigate. And I started looking at dis-ease or disease in that way. And it makes you realize that we're all carrying something because we're all dealing with inflammation, especially with the American diet that we have. It's a huge thing that happens inside of our bodies, and it does cause dis-ease and forces your body to scream at you. And once I understood that, I stopped seeing myself and my body as being like broken or something's wrong with it. And I started to see myself as just being aware, and started paying attention to what my body responds to and what triggers me and what supports me. And a lot of times you don't know those things until you start to dig deeper. And that's all I did. And for me, what that looks like, because it is different for every person, but for me, what that looks like is eating more anti inflammatory foods and reducing things that can trigger my flare ups, moving my body regularly, managing stress, being mindful of what I put on and in my body. Because a lot of times the chemicals and the things that we have in our lotions and sprays and all of that stuff can be triggering. But let me be real with you. This is not about perfection at all, because life is still life and we all like conveniences. So we can't totally go completely natural with everything. And this is mostly about awareness and balance and giving yourself a little grace, because grace for yourself on days when your body needs more rest can make a big difference. And having grace for yourself when things don't go perfectly. Grace just for yourself, period, because there's so many things in life, like I said, that we can't really control that can cause us to have dis-ease. And we just have to control the things that we can control. And sometimes just knowing that removes some of the stress. But here's the truth. You can live with something and still live well. You can have flare ups and still feel beautiful, and you can still feel like yourself. You can have very hard days, you can have painful days, and still create a life that you enjoy. And a lot of people I know do live with different conditions, and they have to do that. Your condition doesn't define your worth, and it doesn't define your day, your beauty, or your life. And it doesn't get to take away your joy. A lot of times we can have those moments and feel like it's being stolen, but you are still allowed to laugh and to move and love and show up and do all the things that you love that do bring you happiness and joy. And even on those days when it's not perfect, that's usually the best time to seek the things that bring you joy, because that's what's going to take that stress away, which therefore will remove some inflammation. And sometimes even just a smile or a laugh can kind of clear up your entire mood. And one thing that we don't realize, or I know I didn't, is that alone can be the start of helping clear inflammation. And so if you're listening to this and you're dealing with HS or any lifelong chronic condition, just know that you're not alone. And the good thing about social media is that you're able to find other people that are dealing with the same things as you. You're not broken, and you also are not your diagnosis. You're still powerful and worthy, and there are still very like a lot of things that you're still capable of doing. You're still capable of living a full, happy, and meaningful life, even with HS. So really, it's one of those things where you have to kind of remind yourself that you are doing fine and this is just a bad day. So ultimately, that's all I had to share for today. Just wanted to give you guys quick rundown of what that is. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. And hopefully this went out to someone who may have needed a little encouragement. And if you're looking for more support or tools and real conversations around wellness and healing, come join me on my school group, and be one of the well ones in my community. This is a space where we keep it real and support each other, and we can grow together and learn together. So I will see you in the next episode. And until then, take care of yourself and take care of your body, and also listen to your body. Till next time.